Florida, the southernmost point in the continental United States.
We've only been here a couple of hours, and I'm already sunburned.
We're going to find some sunscreen and then take you on a tour of the Conch Republic.
Around 5 million people visit Key West each year, arriving by plane, by ferry, on a shore excursion from a cruise ship, or via the overseas highway from Miami.
Once you've arrived, Key West is a very walkable city. Bicycle, scooter, and golf cart rentals are plentiful too, and affordable if you want to make the most of your time.
Key West is just over 5 square miles of land, and the historic district includes Mallory Square, where most cruise ships dock, as well as Duval Street, the Truman Annex, and Fort Zachary Taylor.
For a one-day adventure, we like to begin at Mallory Square and return there at the end of the day for sunset.
The first stop on our itinerary is Truman's Little White House. Originally the first officers' quarters for the nearby naval base, William Howard Taft was the first presidential visitor in 1912.
It became the Winter White House for America's 33rd president when Harry S. Truman's doctor ordered him on a warm winter vacation for health reasons. Since 1991, it's been a Florida State Historic Site and museum open to the public.
After a bit of history, we like to head just down the road to Fort Zachary Taylor Historic Park. For just $2.50 per person, you can walk or bike to the public beach and enjoy a stretch of sand that's much more peaceful than some of Key West's other beaches.
There's great snorkeling here, and it's a nice spot for paddleboarding and kayaking away from the busy harbor at the other end of the island.
Following some relaxing beach time, you can visit the Six-Toed Cats at Ernest Hemingway's house.
The French colonial house, built in the 1850s, was home to the author during the 1930s, when he wrote several novels and short stories and drank more than several key lime daiquiris before moving to Cuba in 1939.
Hemingway's house is across from the Key West Lighthouse, the original of which was built in 1825.
Just a few blocks from the lighthouse is the marker for the southernmost point in the continental United States.
The actual southernmost point is on military land that isn't accessible to the public. But the thousands of people who stand in line each day to have their photo taken with the buoy don't seem to mind.
We like a bit of peace and quiet after the selfie crowds, and the Key West Butterfly and Nature Conservancy is a lovely respite that's just around the corner.
In addition to hundreds of butterflies, you'll also find colorful tropical birds like flamingos, canaries, and finches.
After some zen time with the flowers of the sky, it's time to kick into Key West party mode with cocktails on Duval Street. Our favorite stops include Willie T's and Sloppy Joe's, where you'll find local favorites like mojitos and pina coladas, as well as live music throughout the day.
Hope you're a Jimmy Buffett fan.
Don't let the rum make you miss the beautiful architecture of St. Paul's Episcopal Church, the Old Custom House, and St. Mary, Star of the Sea.
You'll also want to take a look at the Audubon House and Tropical Gardens, built in the late 1840s by a prominent harbor pilot and master wrecker, as well as the Key West Shipwreck Museum.
And speaking of shipwrecks, Key West is the site of the wreck of the USS Vandenberg.
This former military transport and missile tracking ship was sunk in the harbor intentionally in 2009 after being decommissioned.
It now serves as an artificial reef that helps boost local marine life and provides a platform for research and education.
It's also a really fascinating wreck dive.
All that diving works up an appetite, and fresh seafood abounds in Key West, along with delicious dishes inspired by nearby Cuba and the Bahamas.
Also nearby are the Dry Tortugas, Biscayne, and Everglades National Parks. So, if you have some extra time to explore the area, each of these is worth at least a day by themselves.
You can take a ferry or seaplane from Key West to Dry Tortugas, where you can snorkel the coral reefs and explore historic Fort Jefferson. And the stunning natural landscapes of Biscayne and Everglades parks are each about a 3-hour drive from Key West.
As your day in the Conch Republic begins a slow slide into sunset, grab a piece of key lime pie for dessert and make friends with the ubiquitous Key West chickens. Both can be found all over the island, and each pie and chicken will claim to be Key West's best.
You can enjoy the daily sunset celebration and great people watching back at Mallory Square, where local artists, musicians, and buskers keep the crowds entertained every evening.
You could certainly do things on island time and spend much more than a day relaxing in Key West. But if you only have 24 hours, it's easy to enjoy them here.
For links to our favorite spots, behind-the-scenes photos, and more from Key West, visit WeMarriedAdventure.com.
They really have become two of our favorite people here in Chattanooga. Mike and Angela, they go all over the place. So we first they said, yeah, we're going to Key West. We'll bring that. I said, great. Second of all, as you can see, they have brought a key lime pie that is our faces on it. Yes, you're not seeing that. You're not.
Right here. Yeah.
They have Flat Sierra and Flat Josh, and so they are experiencing Key West for the first time, and they're pumped up about it.
We take you guys everywhere.
We appreciate
so, yeah.
it. Maybe one day the real of us will get to go.
The real
of us.
That's the dream. That is the dream.
I do have one quick question, Mike.
Yeah.
How's the sunburn?
It's still a little bit, but I think it's going in, except on my neck. But
I felt your pain as soon as you started that. I was like, oh, I wish I could give him some aloe. I know he needs it. It's gonna help. But y'all, thank you for being with us today.
Yes,
it's our pleasure. Thank you for having us. And thanks for coming to Key West with us.
it was the time of our lives.
Yeah.
Happy 1 year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now
We're
that
so
you're
excited.
a year old, by
Yes.
the way, we're taking you outside the United States.
Yes.
Where are we
The
going?
next trip for the Daily Refresh is a trip around the world. First stop, Japan.
You know, just
Casual.
Japan.
Now, don't ask what we're doing for year 2.
Oh, right. Yeah. We'll get there. What are you guys planning to do in Japan? Is there a little sneak peek we can talk about?
She loves Japan, absolutely loves it, and we've been a couple of times. We're taking a deeper dive this time. We're going to see some of the northern part of the country, but then we're taking a cruise in Japan, a cruise from Tokyo down to Singapore.
We told you
with a
how
lot
to
of
save
Japan.
money on a cruise. We didn't
Yes.
necessarily tell you that you could cruise outside of the Caribbean. I think a lot of people think of it in that part of the world.
Right.
But that's a great way to have transportation. I enjoy having the same bed every night,
Yes.
but still being able to visit multiple places on a single trip. So Japan by cruise for the Daily Refresh.
I'm here for
love
that.
that.
Yes.
Also, I did want to tell you guys the tips that We Married Adventure give. You can go on the website; they're everywhere. But you said on the show that the person in the center seat of that airplane should get both armrests. I sat on a plane the other day and I was in the middle like this.
No.
armrests. And I thought of you. I wanted to text you and be like, hey.
Can you tell these people to get me my arm?
Yes, you tell them.
Yeah, I think that's common courtesy. You know,
I
if you're in
agree.
the window seat, you can lean against the wall. If you're in
Right.
the aisle seat, you have all the extra room. Give the poor middle seat person
a little
a
something.
little bit of
A
something.
little something.
Y'all give the best tips, always.
And then, speaking of tips, you guys have been through a couple anniversaries
Yeah.
together yourself. So, what would you say to us as we are going into year 2? Are there, as a duo, as a team, what are your tips, tricks for us as we, and of course, Diamond as well? So we've got 3, so we've got an extra. But what would you guys say to us?
If you make it through the first year, it only gets better. So
Perfect.
for sure.
Perfect.
Yes.
Never go to bed angry.
Absolutely, absolutely. And always give the other person the armrest.
Always. Always.
Listen, there's no room for that here. Sorry.
Well, Mike and Angela, we love you guys.
We do.
Thank you for
Thank
being with
you.
us. If we want to know more about you guys, where do we go for all the information?
WeMarriedAdventure.com is the website. We also have a free group on Facebook where Mike in particular gives free trip planning advice. So if you have somewhere you want to go, he will help you plan that trip for free. That's just one of his favorite things to do.
Yeah, I still give it away for free. Which I need to
Another
learn.
marriage tip.